Alright, hello all, welcome back to the Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video here. So, here we are. I was actually pretty thrown off by this. Super easy A. Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. I really did not expect this to come. Technically speaking, uh, this is... It's not like it's the first LR Super Easy A, since they did the free-to-play character, but I don't know if that really counts. But this is the first premium LR character Super Easy A. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I mean I could obviously the details are right there, but I can't read it with how small the text is. Um, I'm like worried for this character. Well, also we do have a Tech Perfect Cell here. I'm really excited for him too. I'm excited for both these characters, but Buuhann had one of the worst Easy A's we've ever seen. I might even be able to. I could pull it up actually. Give me just a moment here. The only thing is with pulling it up, I gotta be careful not to look at the actual Super Easy 8. But I can show, like, I remember back in the day, I was playing with this guy Easy 8, where everyone was like, oh, all he needs is defense. He does good damage. And they just. Hold on. Actually, you know what? You'll see. You'll see. I need to make sure to avoid. Step 3. There we go. Okay, so that shouldn't show the Super Easy A. Okay, here. Alright, look. So here's his basic effect. This is what he was pre-Easy A. Okay? Greatly his attack front turn, make loss of damage enemy. 1 key per key sphere obtained. For every key sphere obtained, attack 18%. Oh, no. Hold on, let me scroll. I don't want to see that shit. Can I go to... What? Why is that 4? It bugged. Hold on, let me reload the tab. It bugged out. Okay, hold on. There we go, 3. Alright, so this character, I mean, you guys saw. This is horrendous. They literally just started turn 58% defense, and one attacking with 12 or more key, 58% defense. He had such an awful, easy. Wait, what? I didn't even realize this guy stacks attack. That could be interesting. I did not. Am I understanding that correctly? I might be. I'm potentially misunderstanding that. I think I might be. Because it have the comma, so no, it's just written how it's written. That threw me off for a moment. Anyway, okay, so with this character, he had an awful Easy A. He really deserves a broken Super Easy A. I haven't seen the details yet, but what I will say is, I mean, this has been a little bit since the details came out. Well, actually, a lot of bit to be fair. It's been several hours, several hours. I ended up, like falling asleep last night, and then, I did the sort of breakdown for the actual LRs, and then the Calcs took clocking forever. So here we are. I haven't even got a chance to like really jump into game yet. I think I have done some summons. Don't want to spoil this, but point being, here we are. Please, for the love of God, be good. I'm going to be so annoyed if this guy sucks after what they did to fucking... I feel like Goku Frieza, like, even though I think Goku is good, that whole card is just bastardized to me. They really had the audacity to fucking force the Rivals theme, make it all from the filler anime episode, except for the actives, and then Frieza sucks. Abysmal. It is what it is, I guess. Please, Gohan. Please, brother. Be good. Okay. Oh wow, there's a lot here. Alright. Basic effects. 258% defense. Changes key spheres tech to int. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, tech and int excluded. Rainbow key spheres. Receives an additional key 2 per key sphere obtained. Superclass allies attack and defense 40%. Seems pretty good. So far. When there is an extreme class enemy, all enemies defense 40% down. Chance of evading enemy attack plus 40%. So he's gated to. Okay. When attacking with 12 or more key, defense 158%. So that's multiplicative. For every key sphere obtained, attack plus 50%. Okay. And he is orb changing. He's changing attack to int, and then he's rainbow orb changing of other types. That could be good. Okay. 3 or more key spheres obtained, 158% attack, chance of performing critical hit, and damage reduction rate 50%. Ooh. Okay. 7 or more key spheres obtained, attack 158%, chance of performing a critical hit plus 50%. 10 or more key spheres obtained, attack plus 158%. 15 or more key. What? Why is it? Okay, we're just spamming the same. Alright, attack 158%. When HP is 58% or less, starting for the 4th turn from the start of battle. Changes key spheres all to int. And damage reduction rate 30% up for attacking. That's a 1-turn buff. How good is he? So, baseline, he has 298% defense. This isn't really... Like, this is definitely helpful, but it's not that needed, I don't think. And then he gets a multiplicative of 158% defense. It's 50% damage reduction. What's his super attack effect again? I mean, we can look here now. He raises defense from both. I mean, this isn't what I was thinking with, like, Turbo Broken. I think he should do a shit ton of damage, mind you. Although, he doesn't have any Phase 2 attack. I mean, he has the SA, of course, but he doesn't have any Phase 2 attack. It's just a bunch of Phase 1 attack. This guy's going to do a lot of damage, but I don't think he's going to do as much as people would expect. And he's not going to be all that tanky. I don't think. I hope I'm wrong on that. I mean, we'll do the calcs later, after we break down Cell 2. I feel like he should have gotten defense per key sphere obtained, right? Because this just seems like something that's going to age out pretty quick. Maybe I'm just massively underrating that damage, right? It's definitely possible. But I don't... He's going to be pretty consistent, at least because the orb changing, the double orb changing is really nice. I really feel like he should have gotten even 10% defense per key sphere obtained as well. Just something, right? A little extra something. I feel like I would have taken less attack per key sphere obtained, especially with all of these abilities. Give him 158% attack here. Give him what was he at before? 18%, right? Literally. Give him 158% attack here as well. Keep all this nonsense. Give him, instead of 50% attack per key sphere, give him 30% attack and defense. I'd like him much better. He would be stronger too in that scenario, obviously. Because this is a phase 2, 158% attack would be so impactful with this. He would be better in that scenario, even though he'd be getting less per orb. I'm going to need to use him in game and see the calcs before I give final thoughts. But I think he's gonna be good. But this isn't what he deserved more. Is what I think. Especially for an LR Super EZA, it feels a bit underwhelming. Okay. We'll see. Alright. Sal, this guy was really good when I was playing back in the day, so... I mean, he was pretty good for a long time. So, let's see what we got here. I'm pretty excited for him, too. I'm definitely a bit, I mean, no one was real... the fact that Gohan isn't as good as I thought he was. Are like, hold on, just real quick. Is he better than Buuhann? I don't think so. I could be wrong. I don't think he's better than Buuhann. I'm pretty confident he's not better than Buuhann. I yikes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna guess that Buuhann is just gonna be the best Super Easy of the celebration. This guy is essentially going to have like the same type of kit that Buuhann has. So, I mean, they're both like nukers. So he's either gonna be better or worse version of Buuhann. Let's see. Wait, I forget what's his super attack effect. We should enter that Cell Saga. Let me. Isn't it? I think like a raise attack and defense for 1 turn, and an HP regen. You need to be careful not to look at the. Oh wait, no, it's just 10% HP regen. That's still really good. All right, let's see what we got here. Changes key spheres AGL to Tech. Randomly changes key spheres of a certain type AGL and Tech excluded rainbow key spheres. It's the same sort of mechanic. Receives an additional key 2 per rainbow key sphere obtained. So he's always going to prioritize rainbow key spheres. Really good. Chance of performing critical hit and damage reduction rate 20%. Okay. Launch an additional attack has a high chance of becoming a super attack. When there's a super class enemy, damage reduction rate 20% up. All enemies attack 20% down. There's another extreme class enemy attacking the same turn. All allies defense 40%. Chance of performing a critical hit 20%. For every key sphere obtained, 50% attack and defense. For every rainbow key sphere obtained, chance of performing critical hit and damage reduction rate 10%. When attacking, 200% attack and defense. Ooh. Okay. Now this looks pretty good. How does he compare to Buuhann? Is he better than Buuhann? He might be better than Buuhann. I think he's gonna. I feel like you're pretty consistently gonna have that if you're running him. You're not always gonna have that. Like, so let's ignore that. Let's say you have the 20% crit. He does rainbow orb change. It does prioritize rainbow key spheres. Let's say you get 3 rainbow orbs. So, 50% damage reduction if you're against the superclass, 70%. But 50% damage reduction. I mean, that he seems. He also does because doesn't Buuhann get 40-30 attack defense? I need to check that. This will be faster. All right, there you are. 200%. Ooh, he does have the start of turn stats though. I missed that. This guy doesn't. No, he doesn't. I mean, to be fair, with a key, I mean, he makes up for that with 4 key spheres. So I mean, it's a phase 1 ability. These nukers, you know, the phase 1 isn't the most important. Okay. Duly noted though. I mean, he does have 40% defense essentially. All right. Yeah, 40% attack, defense 30%. I think he's gonna be tankier than Buuhann. Overall, I think he's gonna be tankier than Buuhann. Although to be fair, I mean, Buuhann has a really crazy link set. I mean, we can just compare them real quick. Let's duplicate. Let's go back. Okay, so you take a look at like Cell, his link set. We have Messenger from the future, right? It's gonna not. Some of the times this can be wrong. But Revival, like, he does have a decent. It's like okay, right? But this is like he needs a Cell, right? This is just Cell, and then Big Bad Boss. He essentially has Big Bad Bosses. Like that's it. Like that's Big Bad Bosses. That's he's done. So I mean, when you compare that to Buuhann, who has Big Bad Bosses, Metamorphosis, Wall Standing Tall, Majin, like his link set is so superior, and those it's a different sort of phase. So I mean, 15% attack and defense doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is. I need to see in game, but I really like what I this is a good start. Definitely. This seems pretty good to me. Once again, need to see in game. Because he does have the same sort of multiplicative as Buuhann, right? So wait, what's his? I need to check this actually too. What are his stats? 18,566, 14,443. Much higher defense. 4,000 higher defense. 2,000 higher attack. Oh, okay. Nah, I think he's better. I think he's better than Buuhann. Maybe I'm overrating him. But T. Okay, I'm happy with this scenario. He looks like he's better than Buuhann to me. He's either gonna be like the link set though. I don't know. They're gonna be roughly around the same, but the stats. I don't know. I think I might like sell more. It's pretty close. I need to see in game. I guess something to consider, right? Sell here. I mean, what does he really have? He only has the one additional, and it's not even. Yeah, it has a high chance of becoming a super. Buuhann is guaranteed. I think with these characters, how it's going to play out in game is Cell is going to be tankier. While Buuhann's going to do more damage. Is going to be my guess. I guess we'll see, right? But that would be what I'm going to guess is what we're going to see. But more or less, they're going to perform similar. And I mean, he does have his double orb changing off rip while Buuhann has to wait until his third turn. I don't know. It is his third turn, right? It's not a. Is it start of battle or start of turn? No, it's start of battle. So you could technically get it by a second turn, but most cases it's his third turn. I don't know. I think Cell. They're close. I think I like Cell more though. All right. I'm pretty satisfied with Cell. He looks really good to me. Gohan, I like. There's no way. I don't. Maybe I'm really underrating Gohan. He looks like he looks to me like he's worse than Perfect Cell. He's worse than Buuhann. I personally like Vegeta more than Gogeta, like significantly. I'm not a big fan of Gogeta. I mean, we're in the middle of an anniversary. We haven't seen the part 3 content yet. I do think he could get aged out, but I guess we'll see, right? Not the biggest fan of Gogeta, and like well, that's not even fair. I think Gogeta's like really good, but I think he could have been more, especially as an anniversary unit. And the same thing here. This is an LR Super EZA of a character who had one of the worst EZAs ever in the game. Ever. I mean, AGL Super Vegeta is right there too, but horrific. Like, it's got to be a top 10 worst EZA. So, I don't know. He's probably on like Gogeta's tier. I mean, this is just my opinion, of course, but I think initially, Perfect Cell, Buuhann, roughly around the same tier. Super Vegito, maybe like a tier. I don't even know if saying tier is necessarily fair. Yeah, I'm not gonna say tier, but Perfect Cell better, or top best. Buuhann second best. Vegito third best. I feel like Gohan and Gogeta are gonna look pretty interchangeable to me, because sure, Gohan has 50% damage reduction, and while 30% isn't a lot, you know, Gogeta does have the guard. Now, to be fair, it's not guaranteed, based off like if you're fighting a superclass enemy. But you know, in that scenario, if you want to say, okay, well, we're fighting an extreme class enemy, so he has it guaranteed. Well, in that scenario, Gohan is 40% dodge. I mean, which isn't consistent. I mean, it's medium, like It's practically a medium chance. Nothing to rely on there, but I could save you. I don't know. I feel like Gohan and Gogeta are roughly around the same tier, which now are super easy A. Maybe I'm just not saying something, but he should have been better. All right. So we are back now. So the thing is, I guess let me just show the calcs, right? There's no easy way to say it. This is what Gohan gets up to. With just 50% damage reduction, like he could like double digit tank like a 3 mil super, like a 3 mil. You know, he could maybe. I mean, it depends. Yeah, he's kind of, yeah. So take like a Goku Frieza. They do 5,250,000. Let's just call it 5 million to be easy, right? So 5 million. Cut that in half, 50%. So 2.5. His max defense with support is practically 1.5. I mean, I'm rounding up, but when you take a million damage there. And the supers only go up, and that's not even actually, you know, I put it down to 5 mil instead of 5 mil 250,000, and that's also not considering like class or type, you know, disadvantage. I mean, that's just flat math. He's yeah. I don't understand. Honestly, I don't understand. He should have got 158% attack here as well. Literally drop this down to fucking 30% per orb, but have it defense as well. It's all he needed. Like, he'd be really good if that were the scenario he had. He'd actually be better than what he is, because even though he'd have 20% less attack per orb, the 158% here would overall be better. I don't know what they were thinking. Hell, I honestly would have preferred if they like just fucking take the damage reduction away entirely and give all of these defense as well. Like a scenario where they give 158% attack here, right? 30% attack and defense per key sphere obtained. Defense on all of these as well. No damage reduction, that would be better. Genuinely. I don't understand what the why, like they held back on him again. He's worse than I thought. Gogeta's definitely better than him. Yeah. This is really disappointing. I don't know what they were thinking. Maybe he'll be good in like some short content if like normals hit him. But if a super hits him at all, he's just dead. He's just dead. Very, very unfortunate. That being said, we do have Tech Perfect Cell, and I mean, he's as good as I thought, if not even better. Now with Cell, here we go. He is double orb changing just immediately. I felt like, I feel like you're practically guaranteed like a good 10 orbs or something at least every turn, as long as you're managing them fine. But I figured I'd instead of like calcing just like 10, I'd calc somewhere on the I think 7 orbs is honestly on the lower end for him. And then I think 14 orbs you could probably pretty commonly get. The max orb amount you can get is 23. That's the full orb field. So being 9 off, I feel like that's a pretty fair calc. Mind you, he does prioritize rainbow key spheres. So, if there's a good like 4 rainbow key spheres there, You know, suddenly he has 60% damage reduction. If you're fighting a super class enemy, that's 80% damage reduction, right? I mean, this guy can look pretty damn good. I think probably how it's going to work in game is he's probably going to be how do I think consistently he will probably be a bit more of a tankier, or I guess defensively oriented character, while like Buuhann will be like a more offensively oriented character. Like they have the same sort of rough design, right? But just one is, I think, more offensive based, while one is more defensive based. They're both extremely good. I don't think it necessarily matters who you say is better. Because Buuhann's going to be more consistent with the additional super and the practically guaranteed crit, whereas Cell is going to just be able to get to higher defensive values. I'm personally more of a defensive player, but also, I mean, offensively, I mean, Cell, like this is just big bad bosses as well. I mean, he is calced on the new sort of leader type. I mean, he is on full power, and Battle of Fate, right? So I mean, he's on 2 there. So he should be really good. And you know, this is without considering any like orbs. You know, I did just take the max value here, I mean, which is pretty good, but still, you could definitely make that even higher. But if we have a new, you know, like Cell, right? I mean, well, not even Cell, like Revival. I mean, there's a lot of characters that have Revival. I mean, 5% attack and defense. Like, well, is this bit gated to this? Damn. This bit might actually be gated to 50% or less. Never mind. Because I mean, the new Demon King Piccolo might have it too. Like, we might be able to tell. Where's his? Yeah, he does have it. Damn. If that was above 50%, still though, I do think like I did find it kind of shocking that we actually got like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, the Father Son Kamehameha, because we do really need a new Cell. But they could easily do like a Bye Guys Goku or like a Final Flash Vegeta for Saiyan Day, not Saiyan Day, excuse me, Tanabata. Dokkan Fest LR with Carnival, Perfect Cell, perfect form, whatever. Easily we can get a new Cell there. And then, I mean, Ultimate Life Form, right? That's another 10% attack and defense. I mean, once again, it's literally only Cell. But you could definitely still reasonably get this guy even higher. He looks really, really good. I'm really pleased with his. I think Gohan is just kind of they didn't like. I don't even know if I feel like doing showcases for him when he comes out. I'm gonna be real. I might, but maybe I'll do like one stage and like go from there if he ends up impressing me. But I guess I'll have to see what his damage is like. Maybe his damage is like, oh my god, right? But considering he doesn't get any phase 2, like it just feels so weird. I don't know what they were thinking. He's runnable. It's not as bad as his EZA was. Not saying that, but he's definitely. I just don't see a world where he's even better than like Gogeta. I think he's easily the worst Super EZA we've gotten this anniversary, and probably one of the like weaker ones that are like actually runnable. I mean, you're not like running like Goku Black, right? You're not running like AGL Dragon Fist, right? I don't know. I really don't like him. Maybe his attack is just extremely impressive, and maybe that'll give him some value for some like really short content or like content you want to nuke or something. But this just doesn't. Like, I see this and I think, when's Ultra Super EZA happening? I don't. They have not done a really good job this anniversary, I do want to say, you take a look at like the new Frieza. I think Gogeta should have been stronger. I think like this guy should have been stronger. There's like Blue Evolution Vegeta should have been stronger. There's a lot of characters that we're able to say it's not like we just we want them to be stronger because we're greedy. Like there'd be like Vegito. Like, would I complain if he was 2 times better? No, but I'm not asking for it, right? He's just really good. Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Would I complain if he's 2 times better? No, but he's really good. There's characters. It's like, of course, we'd want everyone to be stronger always, right? But it's not just like we want just because we're greedy. I mean, they've done. I think dynamic LRs were overhated, but the fact that I mean, you can't deny that it does feel a little weird that, I mean, like dynamic Goku, he only got like 41% extra stats at the start of turn. It's they're seeming to. I'm starting to question if the power 3 power creep is going to be as insane as I thought it was going to be. And if it is, I'm not sure what's worse. Well, because we have like two roads to go down at this point. Road 1, Vegito and Gogeta just dominate the entire game until like year 12. Maybe year 13, right? Or Road 2, they shittily designed several characters this anniversary, and they all get aged out in part 3. Like, oh, I don't. Why would they? I don't understand. Either road doesn't really make the most sense to me. So I guess we'll see what they do. Hopefully they tighten. Like, if there's any questioning at all about the 7th years, I'm actually gonna be so fucking. I do not. I don't even want to think about that. I don't want to think about that. If the 7th years aren't like fucking top 10 bare minimum top 10. Yikes, right? But there we go. Really like Perfect Cell. He seems really good. I think he's probably the best Super EZA. Gohan exists. I guess we'll see in game, right? You shouldn't go too hard, to be fair, until you actually use the characters. But I don't see any scenario where I end up liking this guy, unfortunately. He just doesn't seem strong enough. But maybe he hits like a 200 mil, attack stat, and it's like, oh, well, that makes sense. But I guess we'll see. But we'll end this here. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.